Hey everyone, we are live. Good afternoon, and I hope you're having a productive Monday. Strange to be here on a Monday. Can't remember why I couldn't make it last Thursday. Anyway, today we're talking about Facebook changing the rules. But before I start, please drop me a hashtag live or a hashtag replay if you're catching this later. If by any chance you saw my post on Sunday, you will know Facebook removed one of my comments. And it wasn't spam. I hadn't generated with the AI. It was just normal, relevant comment in a genuine conversation. And of course, I appealed it. They reinstated it. And I can't remember actually if they actually admitted they got it wrong. But what's really frustrating, I've also been restricted from adding friends for months now. Starting in November, I started to have difficulties. No clear reason, there's no timeline when it's going to come to an end, just vague replies that don't say anything at all. And I'm starting to feel really gaslighted because they also told me when I talked to support that I hadn't actually done anything wrong. There was nothing wrong with my content, nothing that was breaking the community rules, etc., etc. But even after they admitted the mistake on my comment, the friend restriction, well, it's still there. I'm still adding 4 friends a day. And if I go beyond 5, I'm getting the pop-up that says you can't use this. Um, can't remember what the pop-up says now. Anyway, I know I can't go any further. And I've asked why more than once, and I've asked in different ways, and still no real answer. So if you've ever felt that frustration when Facebook suddenly changes the rules on you and restricts your account or tanks your reach overnight, which is what's happened to me, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe your posts used to get 50, 100, 200 reactions. Now they're getting 100 or even that many views. And now that's dropped off. Or maybe you're stuck in Facebook jail for something you didn't even realize violated their policies. And maybe, like me, you're doing everything right and the engagement has just disappeared. Well, it took me a while, but I finally realized I don't control Facebook. I never did, and neither do you. But your business doesn't have to depend on whether Facebook decides to cooperate this week. The thing is, Facebook controls everything, the algorithm, the rules, your reach, the ability to add friends or comment on posts, or even posts for that matter. They can remove your content, limit your actions, and with the flip of a switch without warning. And they don't owe you an explanation. Now remember 2018, and I don't because I wasn't on Facebook, but I have been told Facebook tanked organic reach for business pages practically overnight. People who had built their entire businesses on their Facebook pages lost 60 to 70% of their income in 1 month. Why? Despite what Facebook had done, they lost that income because they had no email list. They had no community outside Facebook, basically no backup plan. And Facebook keeps changing things. Every few months is something new. I mean, I've been here for close on 3 years, and all the time things are changing. Prioritizing reels over static posts, suppressing links to external sites, flagging content that isn't actually against their rules, or restricting accounts without any clear explanations. Well, the reality is, you and I are renting space on Facebook's land. They can change the lease terms anytime they want. When you build your entire business on Facebook alone, you one algorithm change or one unexplained restriction away from starting over. But there is good news. Your results don't have to depend on them. What matters is building a system that works even when Facebook doesn't cooperate. That's what we're focusing on today. And there's 4 core principles that I could think about. First one is you own your own email list. It's your insurance policy. And this is the most important one. Facebook is rented space. Your email list, that is yours. When Facebook restricted me on this week, my business didn't stop, basically because I've got my email list. I have people who know me, trust me, and want to hear from me, whether or not Facebook lets me add friends or shows my posts. If Facebook disappeared tomorrow, or if they permanently restricted your account, would you still be able to reach your audience? If the answer is no, that needs to change today. Start building your email list now, even if it's just 10 people. I know it doesn't seem a lot, but 10 people is 10 people more than you would have not been short of. Because those 10 people are yours, and Facebook, I can't take them away. Now, the second core principle is relationships over reach. Your audience is real. Facebook is just a tool. When you focus on real relationships, genuine conversations, and real trust, you're protected from algorithm changes. Facebook might bring attention, but it's the relationships that build businesses. We're on Facebook to get traffic, and it's what we do with that traffic when we get it. Focus on the people who engage, the ones who comment, share, message you. Those 20 people who are always showing up are worth more than 2,000 silent followers. And I know when you think about that, but you know, it's so true. 2,000 silent followers are not doing anything. Now, the third core principle is content that builds trust, and you don't just want it to build reach. Facebook algorithm changes constantly, but one thing never changes. People remember stories. This week, I shared my frustration with Facebook openly. I didn't pretend everything was fine. I didn't sugarcoat it. And you know, more engagement, more messages, more real connection than I've had in weeks on my posts and in my DMs. Because people do connect with honesty. They connect with struggles and they want to know you're human. Share your story on Facebook, share your struggles, your wins. How many times I keep saying this again and again. This is what we have to do. That content works even when your reach drops because the right people will see it and remember it. Now, the fourth principle, and there might be more, but these are just the four that I've come up with. Consistency beats the algorithm every time. I posted every day this week on Facebook, even when I was frustrated. And believe you me, I'm frustrated and irritated and quite annoyed and with terrible results. And I did it and I didn't even feel like it some days. A couple of days, I thought, what was the point? But the point is, it's my business and I have to do what I need to do. So relying on Facebook to be kind to us is not the right way to go. And the other thing is, momentum comes from routine, not for waiting for Facebook to reward you with a viral post. I don't think I've been that lucky on Facebook for many months. My Sunday reflections post used to get 800 views. Now I'm lucky if I can hit 150. Now, posting daily, even small updates, beats waiting for the perfect post every single time. The algorithm might not show your posts to thousands today, but your real audience will remember that you showed up. And Facebook does reward consistency over time. Maybe I should add on that eventually. So, practical steps for Facebook specifically. All right. What do you actually do when Facebook changes the rules or restricts your account? 5 actions. Engage deeply in comments and DMs every single day. This is the most powerful move on Facebook right now. Reply to every comment on your post. Don't do it too quickly. You know, space it out. If there's lots of comments on a post, do space it out over the course of a day or 2 or 3 days. That was one of the reasons they told me that I was being restricted because I was replying too promptly on comments on my posts, which seems kind of crazy, really. So start conversations in other people's comment sections. Send maybe 5 to 10 DMs daily to people you genuinely want to connect with, people who are already in your audience. Facebook algorithm prioritizes meaningful interactions, but more importantly, your audience sees you. They remember you showed up for them. When my reach drops, I double down on engagement, and every single time my reach does come back, albeit slowly. Now, the other thing to do is to move people off Facebook immediately. Every path should have a path off the platform. And when I say off the platform, mainly I'm focusing on emails. But you could be, want my free guide, comment free, and I'll send it to your inbox. That's your email inbox, not your DMs. Join my email list for weekly tips, link in the comments. So get people onto your email list, because if Facebook restricts you tomorrow, you can still reach them. And you have to use Facebook strategically. If you're only posting on your profile or page, you're missing out. Facebook groups, especially ones you're active in but don't own, give you access to people who will never see your page posts. Show up in groups, answer questions, be helpful, build relationships there. And I know it's easy to say that, and it's not so easy when it comes to the doing. And it takes a little bit of time, because not everybody is willing to put their questions up in Facebook groups and show that they're struggling. So it is something you have to work on. And if you have your own group, nurture it like gold. Build relationships there. Groups, at the end of the day, from what I understand, still get better reach than any pages will. And then, very simply, track what Facebook actually rewards. And I have to be honest, I used to be really bad at this when I first started, but I have got better with my Excel spreadsheets. But you've got to stop guessing. Just keeping a simple note of posts that get saved, shares, and comments. In fact, the biggest one I look at is which on my insights is the most views. Just small things, but they are money metrics on Facebook, not views and not reactions. So I notice patterns. Personal stories get more engagement than tips, for sure. Questions get more comments than statements. And short posts often beat long ones, although sometimes I do have problems writing short posts. So double down on what Facebook rewards for you specifically. Cut what doesn't work. And you can only do this if you track a little bit. And then finally, repurpose your Facebook content everywhere else. Don't let Facebook content live and die on Facebook. Turn your Facebook post into an email to your list, a story or a reel, carousel post if you're posting, say, to Instagram, and so content for another platform. You get more mileage without extra effort. And if Facebook restricts you, your content is already working elsewhere, which is absolutely great from your perspective. So, of course, all of this needs a mindset shift. Facebook restrictions are not a reflection of your value or your message, and you have to remember that. When Facebook restricted me, my first thought was, what did I do wrong? I panicked. But the truth is, I didn't do anything wrong. Facebook just changed the rules, or they made a mistake, or they flagged something incorrectly, and they don't like admitting that they made mistakes. It's all a little bit airy-fairy when you speak to them. But it's not personal. It's just business, and it's their business, and that's what we have to remember. Think of it like this. If you're driving to an important meeting and suddenly there's a huge road construction ahead of you, do you turn around and go home? Well, I know I wouldn't, but maybe somebody might, but generally you would find another route. Facebook is the same. When the algorithm changes or they restrict you, you have to adjust and keep moving forward. At the end of the day, none of us, our growth is built over months. It's not built, yes, in a day. And it's not whether Facebook cooperates this week or didn't cooperate last week. Daily consistent action wins over chasing Facebook algorithms every single time. This week reminded me, well, it was last week. Last week reminded me why I don't put all my energy into Facebook alone, why I focus on community over numbers, why followers are nice, but even email subscribers are real relationships, and real relationships are everything. Because ultimately, Facebook is rented space. Your email list and your relationships are all yours. So drop a comment below and tell me what's your biggest frustration with Facebook lately. One thing for sure, Facebook will keep changing the rules. They'll restrict accounts without clear reasons. They'll drop your reach without warning, but your audience, your email list, your consistency, and your real relationships, that's forever. And we have to build something Facebook can't take away from us. Okay, guys, let me see who's watching. Vondrick, hi, lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining today. Roy is watching. Hi, Roy. How are you? Are you watching from Spain? I bet you are. You lucky so-and-so. And Aprana, how are you doing? I can see you watching as well. Does anybody have any questions on any of this? Is anybody struggling with anything that comes to Facebook restrictions that I might be able to help with and give you a way to work around? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I don't see any questions. Right, well, I shall be back on Thursday, but if you found value here today, drop me a hashtag value in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great week. Bye.